Our online shopping platform Kaymu is enjoying double-digit growth barely 9 months since it was launched here in Kenya. Kaymu is one of the entities under the Africa Internet Group that includes sister companies Jumia, Lamudi, Jivago and Easy Taxi. It is present in 16 other African countries and 34 globally. The company is hoping to lead this scramble for Africa's 700 million mobile phone subscribers, most of whom access the internet through their phones. So far, income from the internet is estimated at 4% of the continent's GDP, and this is set to rise. In Kenya, nearly 70% of Kaymu users have been males between the ages of 25 to 35, although more women are now embracing e-commerce. Now, to talk more about Africa's growing electronic commerce and the fight for the biggest piece of the pie, Massimiliano Spalazzi, the MDO and Chief Executive of Kaymu Africa, joins us from our Nairobi studios. Massi, thank you for joining us tonight. A recent study by Ipsos shows Nigeria leading the continent in e-commerce growth, followed by South Africa and then Kenya in that order. Apart from the rate of internet penetration rates and population, what else explains this trend?
Well, definitely I would picture at least two other pillars that drive this trend. The first one is infrastructure. With less developed infrastructure, marketplaces online definitely can blossom and grow faster. So buyers and sellers find it convenient to stay at home and rather send their products or buy products online comfortably, avoiding traffic. The second point, it's a supply-driven market. Most of the sub-Saharan African countries where we see supply-driven market where people enjoy the value added of having products on the mobile phone or on the website that they can look at and choose instead of having to go and search for it. Brick and mortar is not so developed currently in most of our countries.
So how would you profile a typical African online shopper, and how does he compare in terms of interests and demands to a shopper from developed markets, say in Europe, the US or Asia?
Sure. So in terms of demographics, we are pretty much in equilibrium phase. So I would say the average customer would go from 18 to 40 years old, equally split between male and female. What is interesting though is the interest and what is demanding from the platform. So definitely it is a pillar, the security side. So e-commerce and in general online marketplaces are quite new in these countries. So customers tend to want to test the product and not being exposed financially with prepayment. So cash on delivery is key and differentiates in other sides of the world.
A key concern about many online shoppers has been the issue of payment safety. There are serious fears of being exposed to fraud. What is Kaymu doing to address these fears?
Kaymu is tackling this issue on two sides. Kaymu, it's an online marketplace with sellers and buyers. We don't own products. So we want to give security to both sides and avoid fraudulence in both sides. So on the seller side, we always check that buyers are not potential fraudulence so that they can buy the product from the seller in a safe way. On the buyer side, instead, we make sure that sellers on the platform are safe sellers to buy from, and we do it from the onboarding side, and we constantly monitor the behavior of the seller online. Finally, we have solutions such as the Safe Pay, which is basically an escrow service. So when the payment is done, we keep the payment until we're sure that buyer and seller are satisfied, and then we give it to the seller. This allows to have a safe ecosystem where to buy and sell.
All right, let's leave it there for now. Massimiliano Spalazzi, thank you very much for joining us.